Now I would like to continue our conversation about Peninsula Music Festival 2013, and we are now talking about programs of the third and final week. And with me is Christopher Ramaekers, who is just about finishing his doctoral degree in symphonic conducting from Biden School of Music under my direction. His association with me is a little different from Daniel Black or Yuchi, because Christopher already got his master's degree under my direction, and he was brave enough to come back for his doctoral degree. He also participated in the last year's Peninsula Music Festival, and I thought he should come back for this now 2013 and help us out with various tasks. So perhaps you'd like to say a few words about yourself before being in School of Music.
Sure. Well, hello everybody. My name is Chris. I'm really happy to be coming back this summer, and I'm especially happy to be coming back for this third week because I grew up in Michigan as a trumpet player, and the programs for this third week have a very prominent role for the trumpet, for Terry in particular, the fantastic principal trumpet you have at PMF. So I'm really happy to be here for these great programs. Before coming to Northwestern, I grew up in Michigan. I went to Western Michigan and studied trumpet, and then I came here to study conducting with Maestro Yampolsky, and I have to say it took me a few years to work up the courage to come back. I had about 4 years in between finishing my master's, where I was living and working in Chicago, before I decided to take the plunge and come back for a doctoral degree.
Well, I'm very proud of you, Chris. I always was, and now more than ever, when I saw you conducting Grapes of Wrath by Ricky Ian Gordon, which was quite an event in our School of Music. So I'm very happy to invite you back to Door County and help us out with various interesting tasks. Anyway, let's just talk about novelty and unusual content of the third week. The first concert on Tuesday of the third week, we are going to have a guest conductor. Not only guest conductor, we're going to have first female conductor ever conducting our music festival in Door County. And so on their 61st season, we finally came to that stage when we are joining the contemporary world of today. Anyway, her name is Joanne Falletta, and she is very, very well known in the United States and abroad. She is conducting many orchestras in Europe, Great Britain, Ireland, and actually I met her in person in Santiago, Chile. It was very interesting to meet her there, and so we struck very, very nice, cordial friendship. Anyway, so she is going to conduct a program which I call Crossing the Channel. It is a program devoted to music of two rival countries, France and Great Britain. Therefore, we will crossing the channels back and forth. Anyway, Joanne is going to conduct French music of Ravel, his Mother Goose Suite, and then the Bizet suites from Carmen. And I think she is also going to conduct Pelléas and Mélisande by Gabriel Fauré. Representing Great Britain will be young violinist from Port Huron, Michigan, by name Caroline Goulding. She made incredible splash playing Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto last summer, and we are going to invite her back, and this time she will perform the piece which she requested personally, and that is a Scottish fantasy by Bruch. So therefore we'll have to cross the channel. to go all the way to Scotland. So this is most unusual program, as you can see. The soloist, the conductor, the musical content of which is, I call it slightly on a lighter side, because there are no wars in the music, no shotguns, and no explosions. It is extremely colorful music and very tuneful, very engaging, with very dynamic performers. So I'm looking forward to be on the sidelines and listen to the orchestra and our guest artist in this delightful program. Then on Thursday, we will come to final installment on my mini fest called Russian Wonders. This time, the concert will be dedicated to works of Dmitry Shostakovich. And again, I've chosen works representing his youth and his after-war period, and literally very last symphonic work before he passed away. So the guest artist is going to be Stuart Goodyear, who is established himself as one of the most popular, beloved pianists coming to play in Door County with us. He is again internationally renowned pianist who was also performing his own piano concerto as a world premiere with us. And he will be doing it again this season in Madison, Wisconsin. That's what I heard. Anyway, Stuart Goodyear is going to perform first concerto by Shostakovich with a solo trumpet played by Terry Eberson. That is our principal trumpet, whom Chris mentioned as an extraordinary musician and trumpeter. And then Stuart will play Shostakovich's second piano concerto, which Shostakovich wrote for his son, hoping that his son will become a solo pianist. So he was still in a Central Music School at that time, and that is the same school where I went as a violinist in Moscow. And then I will perform Shostakovich's Symphony Number 15, which is his last symphonic work, which represents very late compositional style of Shostakovich. This program again will be supplemented by a video presentation for which Chris and I are going to work to help people to go into the world in Soviet Union of late 20s and 30s, when the first concerto was written, the highly experimental modernist period of Soviet Russia, and then to the world of youth after the Second World, the 50s, change of the climate, death of the Stalin, and emergence of slightly more democratical society in Russia, and then to the world of Brezhnev and decay, great decay of Soviet regime, and the final years in life of Dmitry Shostakovich, when he was looking back to his life, to his career, and the piece he wrote has many interesting quotations of other composers in that piece. I could name those who are very easily recognizable, and those are Rossini, because the quotation from William Tell are in first movement, although in this country people believe it is not from William Tell, but from the Lone Ranger. Well, that's okay. The other composer whom Shostakovich quoted in that symphony is Richard Wagner, and those are quotations from Tristan and Isolde and from The Ring. Anyway, so that symphony is very dear to me because I was actually present in Moscow at the first performance, which was conducted by Maxim Shostakovich, and then our music director Kirill Petrovich Kondrashin picked it up immediately, and we played it many, many times on various concert tours within Soviet Union and abroad. So I'm really looking forward to do the symphony in Door County. I think I've done it once, again maybe 10 or 12 years ago, so it is time for us to return to this magnificent symphony of Shostakovich. On this note, I would like to go with you to the grand finale, to the last program of this particular season, which represent another quantum leap forward for all of us, and that is Fifth Symphony by Gustav Mahler. We never ever had an orchestra of such caliber and size to be able to put together such a piece in extraordinary short time. Perhaps our listeners or viewers do not know that each program is prepared with 3 rehearsals, 2 rehearsals in one day, and the dress rehearsal the following day, which is day of the concert. But this time, I think we are at that stage when we can play Mahler's Fifth Symphony, and certainly I'm looking forward to hear Terry Epperson again. What Chris failed to mention to you, that he was in a recording booth when I conducted this symphony here at Northwestern, because it was a video cast too. And Christopher was helping our video producers to aim the camera. And because of his background, we saw plenty of shots of principal trumpet.
Absolutely.
Anyway, of course there will be a first half of that program. It will be a vocal cycle by Mahler, his record leader, performed by another lady, Janine Howley, who has been many times in Door County as a solo singer, so we will be welcoming her back for another glorious visit. So I wish to see all of you there and share glory of the music and magnificent performances. Thank you.